Welcome to episode 20 of the Old White Man Show. I call it the Old White Man Show because I'm old, I'm white, and I'm a man. Some of my friends don't like the idea that I say it's the Old White Man Show. I don't know, maybe they're gay. I don't know what's the matter with them, they get upset. That's not fair saying they're gay, they're just selfish, you know, because they don't do nothing. I don't know what their problem is. I do know I got a new shirt on today. Got for Veterans Day from my daughter. She's the only one that always remembers Veterans Day and gets her dad a present. The other kids, well, they're mine someplace else. We don't know where. So I gotta say, thank you, Tabitha. She does pretty good. Michael Chastity, y'all can take lessons. You know, I'm a pretty lucky man. I think back about my life and all the hardships and all the good stuff, and overall, I wouldn't change anything at all. I had a lot of experiences that's done good in life, and I can't complain about life. But I do know that I enjoy history. As a child going to school, I studied history. As a young person, I read a lot of history, and I see history. And history has a tendency to repeat itself, whether you like it or not. Over the thousands of years, a lot of times the same things happens over and over again. For example, in our Earth, there has been numerous ice ages that affected Earth. And these ice ages is caused by various things. And apparently it's over and over again. Every 10, 20,000 years, the oceans rise because the snow melts, the ice caps melt, and then they get colder again because of the rotation of the earth. It's over and over and over again. All that methane gas that we produce today is nothing compared to the methane gas that the dinosaurs used to produce. I mean, they had piles of poop 10 feet high sometimes. You got to think about all that methane. And yet today we know we got 145 million Mexicans down there eating beans, but we eat beans on this side of the border too. So we got a lot of methane that's produced by animals. You know, they said that we got too many cows. When they came to this continent, they had 180 million buffaloes roaming the central plains of this North America. It's a lot more than what we got cattle today. So things, history has a tendency to repeat itself. And it looks like we're going to have a tendency to repeat ourselves with a good Democratic president, and his party that's very, very liberal. They're going to want to give a lot of stuff away to people and help people out. They're going to give free education away, and they're going to give free this away and free that away, and everything's going to be free, and the whole world's going to dance and be happy. But yet, I remember back when I was a child, the highest tax rate in the United States of America was marginally tax rate was 91%. That means that, let's say that you made $1 million, and that's where the 91% kicked in at. So the next $1 million, you had to give the government 910,000, and for every million after that, and the average person was only paying 50% tax. Everybody was paying tax though. So you go to work and you work real hard and you're making $20 an hour. $5 an hour more than what the minimum wage that people wants to establish. But guess what happens because all this free stuff is out there? At the end of the week, they're going to say, well, give us $10 an hour because you're on that 50% tax rate, and we're going to give it to the people who can't afford to go to school or people who don't want to work or this or that. See, that free stuff is paid for by somebody. You don't see that college professor saying, "Oh, give me a pay cut. I don't need to make no money like this. I can just give me some food and a shelter, and I'll be okay." No, it's not. That's not the way it works. They don't do that. You're not going to see your banker saying, "Oh, we're going to do this for free. We're not going to charge you no interest." So interest rates will change because the tax rates changes. Now, interest rates back in the 70s was hitting 18 to 22% on mortgages. See, right now you can buy a house for less than 3%. So, if you buy a house that costs us, you know, $100,000, you're only going to pay $3,000 a year interest, basically. Not too bad because $3,000, I mean, that's not that much a month. That's, $1,500 every 6 months, and so that's less than that's like $250 a month or something like that. Not that bad, but oh, interest has got to go up because we're giving away free stuff, and taxes has went up. So let's not have 3% interest. Let's go back to 10% interest. So that $100,000 house now you're paying 10,000 a year versus that 3,000 a year. So let's go back to 20% interest, right? You're paying 20,000 a year, which is almost about around 1,700, $1,800 a month. You see, things get more expensive when you start doing stuff and you give away other people's money. You notice during this pandemic, the only people who really got pay raises was Congress. They voted themselves in big pay raises and big expense allowances. And it was put into the bills that was there to help America, to help the unemployed, to help the companies. But Congress helped themselves first. Politicians always help themselves first. Nancy Pelosi, a poor little Italian girl from Baltimore, is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, her and her husband. They have lucrative deals that they do where they use government money to buy property that they bought in California and flip. They got exempt from certain laws that require minimum wage in Guam. You know, is she a good person? No, she's not a good person. Examine her past. Examine all these politicians' past and see who, I mean, there's a reason they all get rich in office. And it's not because they're smart, it's because they're crooked, because they've taken money from lobbyists, they've taken inside leads, that's illegal for them to do. They can buy and make money on stock leads, but we can't, you know. They're not really worried about getting a health program for America because they got the perfect health program. Everything's covered 100%. Congress is not in the same health deal that we are in, And Congress's job is not to really represent the American people. Congress's job is to represent the companies from around the world who pays them the most money. That's what they really do. We had a president in office that wanted to drain the swamp, and the swamp turned against him. For 4 years, he fought a battle with made up charges from the FBI, from the CIA, from the Justice Department, from all over the world. They made up charges against this man who was trying to do something good for our country. Do I trust the government? No, I don't. If I'm on a jury and the FBI offers evidences against someone that they say is a criminal, can I believe anything the FBI says? No. I got to assume that everything they say is made up and a lie. Can I trust our CIA? No. Can I trust our Justice Department? No. Can I trust the integrity of the vote? No, I can't. I mean, there's too many. When you got more votes being cast than there's people, something's wrong. You know, you got 5 to 10% more registered votes being cast in registered voters. Something's wrong. When people that's been dead for well over 100 years are still voting, something's wrong. I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm just trying to bring out the truth, you know. And the truth is, America is in a lot of trouble because things is going to happen in the next 4 years that's going to change a lot of stuff. Does Congress care about black people? No, they don't. If they cared about black people, they would have fixed this problem over 100 years ago. What they do is they lead the black people on that they're going to do this for you. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do this with you. It's kind of like a guy that's cheating on his wife over and over and over again. And he keeps promises her, you know, that I'm going to stop doing it. I'm going to stop doing it. And she's dumb enough to keep believing it. Yeah, a lot of people's that way too. You know, are they going to give undocumented Hispanic people citizenship? No. They're going to keep you where you are, so you got to depend on them. They're going to lie to you. They don't care. You know, I mean, what's the big deal? You know, you fill out some forms, right? And you take your oath and you become a citizen and you pay taxes. It's not no big deal. If you got to learn English, you learn English. If you got to learn civics, you learn civics. You know, most people that's born and raised in this country today that's going to high school doesn't know their civics. They only know what the liberal teachers wants to teach them. They have never read the Constitution. They have no idea what it really says or what the meaning of it is. So, you know, we got a problem in this country and we need to resolve it. And if we don't resolve it, there's no way that we can maintain our freedom and be a free people. Our freedom is at stake. Now, I'm lucky. I'm old. I got 2, 4, 5 years, whatever time I got left, I got left. It's not going to affect me too much. But you young people, you people below 50 years of age, you know, y'all got a rude awakening come to you because history will repeat itself. You know, just like history repeated itself yesterday. LSU won again. They beat Arkansas 27-24. How did they beat Arkansas? It was a lot of luck, some skill. Next week they got to play Texas A&M. A&M will be heavily favored to win. I'm betting LSU to take it. You know, because I can't see an Aggie beating a Tiger. Can you? I mean, what the hell is an Aggie? You know, is it like a little guy that's planting seeds and dating a sheep or something? I don't know. But I think that Tiger is going to tear it apart. So I'm going LSU over A&M next weekend. But that being said, y'all have a good Thanksgiving. And just kind of think about history and what's going on and what's coming. And you're not exempt. That's going to hit you too. That being said, bye-bye. Have a good week.